Today is a Tuesday and I have absolutely nothing to do. What I plan on using my day to do is read. The book that I'm currently reading is Kiss Me in New York by Katherine Ryder. This is a YA Christmas romance novel. So Kiss Me in New York follows the story of our two main characters, Anthony and Charlotte. We bounce back and forth between both of their point of views. The premise of the story is that Anthony and Charlotte were both recently broken up with. Charlotte is in New York and she is from England and she's hoping to fly home on Christmas Eve, but her flight gets canceled. Anthony was reuniting with his girlfriend at the airport where he gets dumped and finds out that she was cheating on him. So the two of them are stranded, alone, heartbroken in an airport in New York City with nothing to do and no one to turn to. They end up running into each other and they find this book called How to Get Over Your Ex in 10 Easy Steps. Since they both have nothing to do, they decide to hang out together and complete these 10 easy steps. As they attempt to complete the guide, they start connecting and learn a little bit more about each other, and that's the premise of the story. I started the book yesterday. I'm about 78 pages in. I am enjoying the story. There's a couple things I don't like about it, but it is a very cute Christmas read and it's going very quickly. I read these 78 pages in like one sitting last night, so I'm hoping that today I can finish the book and I can just talk to you guys about what I'm thinking. This morning I exercised a little bit, took a shower, listened to Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey while I showered and got ready for the day. So I got a little bit of my audiobook in as well, and now I'm going to go make some breakfast and I will talk to you guys later. I've got my bagel with strawberry cream cheese and I'm going to watch an episode of Schitt's Creek before I get started on my reading. So I've read a little bit more of this book and I wanted to talk about my thoughts. This book is very nostalgic feeling for me. If I were to write a book in 9th grade, freshman year of high school, this is the book that I would have written. It's got everything I love: Christmas, New York, romance, people wanting to find their story. It just feels like something that I would have written in high school and that I would have really been into. The way that it's written is very basic. It's just very plain, simple, and there's a lot of technical issues with the writing. Writing style has the ability to either draw me into a story or turn me away from it, and the way that this is written is kind of pushing me out of the story. It's taking me out of the story and making me think, what did I just read? What did the author just say? One thing that really bugs me about this book is the random interjections that the author puts in that the characters are having. For example, Anthony and Charlotte are having a conversation, and then Anthony turns and sees an older couple and he says, "I hate myself for thinking this, but is this their last Christmas together?" And then he just goes back to having the conversation with Charlotte. To me, that feels very weird. Even if he is thinking that, I feel like it did not add anything to the story other than to show me that Anthony is kind of weird. It happens all the time. It's not just that one example. There are random interjections in this story all the time that just don't add anything. I guess what the author is attempting to do with the interjections is show us Charlotte and Anthony's personality, and sometimes it works. Sometimes Charlotte says funny things that make me realize who she is as a person. But as a whole, and the majority of the times, it just takes me out of the story and makes me question, what was this in there for? What is the reasoning for this? Another thing that really bugs me is the use of exclamation points in this story. I had a teacher in high school who used to joke, You only get 3 exclamation points in your whole life. Use them wisely. Of course she's joking because I have used way more than 3 exclamation points in my life, but this author uses 3 a page. I swear. There are so many exclamation points, which, I mean, is fine. Maybe she really likes exclamation points, but there's just too many. You can't put emphasis on everything in a story. I still am going to keep reading this book because the premise is very interesting and I am very intrigued to see what happens in the rest of the story. So I will continue. I only have about 100 pages left. I have a couple lines I want to read to you. The first one. Colin scoffs, putting his beanie back on. The hipster equivalent of a power move. Next we have, where is the boy ... who bought me simple but classy notepads to write in. What is this simple but classy notepad? There's just a lot in this book that's very, I'm not like other girls. I don't like mainstream things. That's a little too basic for me. I feel like I'm reading a Wattpad story that was turned into a book. Anthony, the main guy in our story, keeps comparing Charlotte to his ex-girlfriend who dumped him. For example, Charlotte was drinking something, can't find a napkin, and wipes her mouth with the back of her hand, and Anthony thinks, wow, my ex-girlfriend would never do that. She would only use a napkin. Or they're at a bar, okay, and it's kind of like dingy, not very many people are there, and Anthony's like, wow, I could never take my ex-girlfriend here. She only likes classy things. I can take Charlotte wherever. And it's just like reinforcing the idea of she's not like other girls. The main tropes and themes in this book can be very frustrating for me as a reader, so. Package just came in with a Christmas gift for my mom, so I'm gonna wrap that. I would show you guys it because it's super cute, but my mom watches these videos, so then she would know what I got her, and I don't want her to know. So I'm gonna wrap it now. I've got about 20 or 30 pages left in the book, but I was getting hungry, and so I decided to come down here to make some hot chocolate and grab a cookie, so that's what I'm doing now. And then I'm gonna go attempt to finish this not so great romance novel. Hard it is to open a candy cane without ripping it. It's just so difficult. Hot chocolate. milk chocolate Swiss Miss, whipped cream on top, cinnamon, red sugar sprinkles, and a candy cane. Just stir it all together. Just finished Kiss Me in New York by Catherine Ryder, which I have now discovered is actually two people, and that's their pen name that they write under when they write books together. But anyways, like I said earlier, I really enjoyed the premise of this story. This book got a little too serious, a little too fast. I am totally okay with the whole love at first sight concept and people really connecting over one night or one day. That's totally fine. However, these characters, Anthony and Charlotte, dropped the L word after like 10 hours of knowing each other. Pretty early on in the novel, Charlotte adopts a dog, and they have a dog with them for the remainder of the book. And they call it Our Dog. So Anthony will be like, I'm walking our dog, which is fine. But then he'll go on to say things like, our dog gets a whiff of her mom's scent. Basically is saying that he and Charlotte are the dog's mom and dad. I think 10 hours is a little early to be thinking about raising a dog together, but to each their own. For me, it just felt a little too much, too fast, and that's what romance novels are all about, but this one was just even crazier, okay? I love me a good love at first sight romance story, but adopting a dog, calling each other mom and dad, dropping the L word, talking about being together forever after 10 hours, that's a little much. I really think that the reason that all this stuff bugged me so much is just because of the writing. And I feel so mean saying this because I myself love to write and would love to have a book published one day. I'm just trying to be honest here and upfront. The writing was just so simplistic, so many simple sentences, so many random interjections, exclamation points, explaining things that didn't need to be explained. I am a big fan of showing, not telling in books. I think that in romance novels, when characters really are in love and you can feel the connection is when you can see that based off of the things that the characters are doing. This book had the need to tell us, and it would go back and forth between Charlotte and Anthony and explain something that just happened from both points of view, and it was just very annoying and frustrating. Charlotte would say, I wonder why he did that, and then it would jump to Anthony. Well, I did it because of this. And it just felt not cohesive and not flowy. I want to talk about one other thing in this book that really bugged me, and that is just the internalized sexism that Charlotte had. I could tell that the authors were trying to make a strong female character. Someone would ask her a question and Anthony would answer for her, and she would say things in her mind like, ugh, don't answer for me. And there's a time that Anthony goes to hail a cab for her, and Charlotte is like, let me hail my own cab. These are fine and acceptable and good things for a woman to want to do and say. However, in trying to make a strong female character, I think it is ironic that they had this character put down other women. I also think that this book played into a lot of stereotypes. When describing other characters, Charlotte would say, oh, he was a jock type, he's a nerd type, she's definitely a goth. That's not really something that I would use to describe people, especially nowadays. Like, people are not a label. You can't just look at someone and say, yep, they're a jock, that's all they are. I just didn't appreciate that. And this book was written in 2017, so it's pretty modern. I feel like the author should know better. Kiss Me in New York was a fun read. I don't necessarily regret reading it because it was so quick, and I read it in less than 24 hours. So I'm glad that I got another book for my Goodreads goal, but I wish it was a little bit better than this. Overall, I enjoyed the premise of this book. It was a cute, unique idea. The authors really went for it, but they missed a lot of points when it came to character development and technical aspects of writing. So because of all these reasons, I will probably be only giving this book 1 star. Ugh, that is so mean. This is literally supposed to be a cute Christmas time reading vlog. I know it's supposed to be filled with like lots of happy laughter from a cute romance novel, and unfortunately this book just didn't give me that. That's probably it for the rest of this vlog as I finish the book. I hope that you guys enjoyed coming along with me as I read a Christmas romance novel and had a great Christmassy relaxing day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys soon.